Hi, let's talk about Fibonacci series program in Java. So first of all, let me introduce you to Fibonacci series. So what is this Fibonacci series? So first we have to understand this, and then we can proceed with writing the code. So Fibonacci series is like some other series as well, where a of n is equals to 0, okay, and 1. So for n equals to 0 it is 0, for n equals to 1 it is 1, and then it is a of n minus 2 plus a of n minus 1, okay, for others. Okay, so let's take an example. So when n equals to n0 is a0 is 0, a1 is equals to 1. Now what will be a2? A2 will be a n minus 1, like 2 minus 1 plus a of 2 minus 2, which will be nothing but a of 1 plus a of 0. So we'll put the values of a of 1, which is 1, and then a of 0 is 0. So a of 2 will be 1. Okay, similarly a of 3 will be a of 2 plus a of 1. Okay, so basically in the series the current number is sum of previous two numbers. Okay, so here a2 is your 1, and then a1 is also 1, so this will become 2. Similarly a4 will be a3 plus a2, which is nothing but 2 plus 1 is equals to 3. Okay, so if I show you the series, like if I write the series, it will be something like 0, first term is 0, second term is 1, third term is also 1, then it is 2, then 2 plus 1 is 3, then 2 plus 3 is 5, then 3 plus 5 is 8, again 5 plus 8 is 13, and so on. Okay, so what basically we have to write a program to print this series. Okay, so let's proceed. So important thing here is we have to understand this relation, right? And if we are able to just write this relation, we should be good. Okay, now let's move on. So what will be the pseudo code for Fibonacci? Okay, so Fibonacci, how will you write the Fibonacci program? So you will start with let's say you will store two values, like for example you will have two variable a0, you will initialize it with 0, a1 you will initialize it with 1. Now you will keep on adding these two, right? So for example you will have the new number, like right, you can do it something like a0 plus a1, okay, always, right? And this you will store in some value, let's say a2. Okay, then after that what will you do? You will print this, right? So first you will print this and then this, right? And then you will print a2, which will be nothing but 0 plus 1, right? So you will do print a2. Okay, and then what will you do? You will store the value of a2. So first value of a1 in a0, so a0 equals to a1 and a1 equals to a2, and the same loop will continue from here. So again a2 will become this, you will print this, and then so on. Okay, so so this is how your pseudo code will look like. Okay, so let's start writing the code for this, right? So I'm going to use a terminal. You can use any editor, and the good part is in any interview or in exam you would have to write, you should be able to write the code either on your paper or on your some text editor, but not the IDE. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, let's begin writing the code. So I'm using the terminal here. So let's start. I'm giving class name as Fibutil, and prereq of this is like you should have the Java installed on your laptop or on your computer. Then only you will be able to compile this. Okay, so let's start. Fibutil class, and then I'm going to have a method to print the Fibonacci series. So its return type, I'm keeping it as void, and then it will take a number as an integer, right? So this function will print the number of the total number of total numbers in the series. Like for example, if input is 5, so I'll give 5 Fibonacci series number, right? So first we'll declare a variable a0, it will be like 0, a1, it will be like 1. So first two will initialize. I'm keeping the third variable as is now. So base case, so if let's say num is, let's say greater than or equals to 1. Okay, for example, they asked me to print at least one number, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to print this. So system.out.print, I'm not using println for a reason, and this will be a0. Okay, you will see in the output why you're not using. Now if the number is greater than or equals to 2, the same, I'm going to print the print. Okay, and now I'll have a comma, space, and then I'll print this number, right? So now after this, which means if you have user have entered, you have provided num as more than 2, so I'm going to start a loop. Okay, and this will start from 3 because 2 numbers I already printed, and then this will go until num, and then I'll increase it by 1. Okay, so first of all, a2 I'll write it as a1 plus a0. Okay, I'm going to print this system.out.print, same comma and space plus a2. Okay, now what I have to do, I have to preserve the a1 value and a2 values, right, for the next iteration. So I'm going to store a1 value in a0 like this, and then same a2 value is in a1. Okay, that's it. Now we'll just, okay, this is just empty print. Now this function is ready. Okay, so this function is ready. Now in order to invoke this function, I'm writing a main function within the same class. So syntax is like public static void main, and then gs. Okay, now so how will I invoke the Fibonacci function? So if you notice, Fibonacci function is non-static function of Fibutil class. So I'll have to instantiate the Fibutil class. So I'll instantiate it. Okay, and then I can call this function. So for example, let's say I have to print this Fibonacci for 5. Okay, up to 5 values in the series, right? So now let's exit for compiling this. Okay. Okay, there is a syntax error. It has to be semicolon. Now it got compiled. If you do ls, you will see the fibutil class dot created dot class. How will you invoke fibutil? Okay, so you got 5 numbers in the series printed. Okay, let's change it. Let's print it, let's say something like 50. We'll see what happens. 50 numbers, right? Java C fibutil, Java fibutil. Now if you see, it exceeded your the series, right? It exceeded the fibutil series. So this is another limitation. You have to again, I mean, interviewer can ask you to deal with this as well, right? Now few things to note here, like if I open this class, you can note down the class by pausing the video. Few things to note here. You are going to be asked about the time complexity of this particular program, right? So if you see this particular function, right, how many variables that we have used? 3. Okay, and there are no extra variables that is being created. And if you see the loop, right, so this little loop is going to run number of times, like num minus 3. So it will run num minus 3 times. Okay, now so basically the time complexity would be O of n. Okay, and the space complexity, since you have used a constant number of variables, so it is going to be O of 1. So these two are very important. Whenever you write a code, you should be able to provide the time complexity and space complexity of the program. Thank you so much.